Okay, a little bit of a nature program. So I'm in the bush, in the forest of Sweden, and I'm picking blueberries. You can see this is blueberries, and they are absolutely fantastic. And this is how they grow on the moss. They are growing together with the moss and trees in a symbiotic relation. You cannot have one without the other. And the thing is that the nature creates that kind of forest in many years. You need many decades to build that kind of base, and it's a very highly competitive environment for them. So they are constantly fighting for domination or survival, basically, with the other plants as well. So as you can see, these leaves, when you come here in the summertime, or rather in the early spring, they are all green like this. They are completely green, and it's green like a green carpet. But when they start to fruit, and the berries are also green, but when they start to fruit, the berries change the color, and the leaves get these spots on them. And the spots are not by accident. They are not like rotting or something like that, although it's a part of the process. They basically change that color to communicate that you actually see a bush full of berries here. There is a lot of berries. There is much more berries than you can actually anticipate. And then you get just a couple of them, but the bush looks like it's full of berries. And it's all to make the animals to prefer one bush over the other. So in this moment, it's quite difficult to pick up the full basket and so on. I'm gonna just pick up enough for today's meal. But even if you come earlier in the summer, it's full of berries, and it's full of mushrooms, and it's full of everything that grows in this woods. Yeah, and it's really nice air, moist air, and it smells with these needles, with these bushes, with moss. Fantastic. I really recommend it. Yeah, and sometimes you can also come for a hunting and shoot a deer or something. It's awesome. Yes, and those here, over here, these are cranberries. These are European cranberries, you can say. I don't know what's the species name and so on, but they are also very nice. They are not sweet. They are more like sour and bitter, and this you use usually to make marmalade for meat. They are very tasty, but this is not the same as the American cranberries. Do not confuse those. American cranberries totally different. They are much bigger and completely different taste and different usage. So one thing to remember is not to confuse these red berries with these red berries. They look somewhat similar, although it's very difficult to confuse them. But these berries are tasty, and these are really one of the most poisonous things you can imagine. This is called lily of the valley. Here you can actually see nice, beautiful white flowers changing into fruit. They are in the springtime. They are blooming. They are really nice, beautiful, beautifully smelling, and they are actually used to make medicine. And I am extremely annoyed by this here, and by this here, and by this here, and they are everywhere, and they are absolutely beautiful, and they are so tasty. Well, there are some slugs getting to them, and nobody picks them up. Ooh, the smell is absolutely fantastic. But I cannot take them with me. I need to stay here and pick them all. Yeah. Something a bit interesting. It's nothing too interesting for us. We are not going to eat that. This thing is a parasite. It's a beautifully blooming flower, but as you can see, it doesn't have any leaves. It dropped leaves few thousand years ago, probably during the evolution. It basically eats everything that the tree eats. It's basically probably the tree or the moss. It hooks up into their system, and they basically drink the juices out of it, giving nothing in exchange. Lily of the valley is on the other side a semi-parasite, meaning it also feeds on the tree roots system. It also takes something out of it, but in exchange it provides a little bit of photosynthesis. It doesn't give any juices or anything back, but it provides some photosynthesis. This one, on the other hand, gives absolutely nothing. They just feed on the roots. Just a novelty, yeah.